Wednesday, March 8th. You're watching CTV Morning Live. Thank you so much for joining us on this International Women's Day. This is an annual event that really examines all that women obviously stand for, but also some of the barriers and challenges that women face, and we're going to really delve into the history of that.
That's right. And Ainsley McPhail is live this morning telling us all about some different things that we need to keep in mind on this International Women's Day. It's kind of our theme today. We're celebrating women in a big way, including women of rock. We're also going to talk about a local female author who wrote a book. We're going to delve into that whole topic throughout the morning. And of course, yesterday was Budget Day. We're going to get reaction to that as well. But first, here's a look at your headlines.
Tax cuts and billions in new spending. With the looming election, the PC's loosened purse strings in the 2023 budget.
The Liberal government faces opposition backlash as naming special investigator for election interference delayed by weeks.
And it's International Women's Day. Today, women around the world celebrate with well wishes as calls for gender equality grow. Let's say good morning to Terry. Happy International Women's Day.
Thank you very much. The same to both of you ladies.
Thank you.
It is going to be a warmer day than yesterday. I'm happy to be able to stand here and say that because, gosh, was yesterday ever a cold one. Now, while I say that today is going to be a lot warmer, it's still going to be below seasonal. We're not quite making back up to the values that you would expect to be reaching this point of the year. Minus 14 is where we begin the day, though, and that's pretty close to the seasonal low of minus 13, but there is a bit of a bite from that wind. A wind chill value of minus 23 as the winds are 23 clicks out of the north-northeast. The pressure is falling, humidity sitting at 69%. There's flurry activity showing up all sorts of places on the satellite image, to the south of us, to the east of us, a little bit off to the southwest as well. We've been seeing just a few flakes so far here in the city. Not a lot, and I don't think we're going to see a lot through the day today. These few flakes this morning, and then those heavier clouds. We might get a couple breaks in the clouds, but overall, the next several days will be primarily cloudy. Northern Manitoba might do a little bit better with some of the breaks in the clouds. You'll see clearer conditions, certainly later on into the day and overnight. We've got these clouds that are going to hang around, though, like I said, pretty much for the rest of the week. If we do get a few pockets of sunshine here or there, we can be very grateful to see that sun. Otherwise, it looks like it won't be making an appearance till next week. The scattered flurries off and on, we could be seeing those as well. Heaviest snow looks like it's actually going to come on Saturday. Between here and there, just a few flakes, maybe a couple each day. But Saturday is looking like a more significant snowfall into Sunday, and then just on the other side of that, we will finally get the sunshine back again. Speaking of back again, Joseph Bernanke is in the truck this morning. Joseph, what's going on in the streets?
Good morning, Terry, and good morning, Winnipeg. On your Wednesday morning commute, things are looking pretty good so far. Just a little bit of light flurries right now here at Pembina and Grant. And traffic volumes, of course, are very quiet this morning to start your 6 o'clock hour. In terms of road work, you can expect today later westbound on Wolseley in the Wolseley neighborhood. It's on Wolseley between Chestnut and Walnut. City crews are doing work in the curb lane. Again, that's westbound on Wolseley, and we'll have some more updates coming up soon.
Thanks, Joseph. The last provincial budget before the next election cuts taxes, but also contains billions in new spending. All provincial departments are getting a bump, including health. On your Wednesday, March the 8th, you're watching CTV Morning Live. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. We are celebrating all women for International Women's Day today, and we're going to actually speak with a female author at 7:52 who's going to tell us a little bit more about her brand new self-published book. It's called The Frost. It's a fairy tale, but not like your typical fairy tale that you would expect. There is a stepmother, but it's not. She's not an evil stepmother.
It's not the stereotypical.
And we're going to find out a little bit more why she went in that direction with her story.
All right. Of course, we also know that the budget was released yesterday for 2023. We're going to chat with the finance minister, Cliff Cullen, right here on the show in about half an hour. So stick with us. We'll break that down. First, though, your headlines.
Let's celebrate. Brought to you by Party Stuff. 3 Winnipeg locations and at partystuff.ca.
It's 8 a.m. on your Wednesday. Jam-packed hour ahead. Of course, we continue to mark International Women's Day, but we are also going to find out about a huge conference happening right here in Winnipeg starting today. It's the International Indigenous Tourism Conference. It's bringing together more than 1,000 tourist operators and associations, all to learn from each other. We're going to find out what some of the stakeholders are looking forward to. We're also going to talk some music.
Yeah, Lee Aaron was in Winnipeg about a month ago, and she actually collaborated with a local musician as well. So we're going to find out the details of that and how they're planning to work together even more in the future. We'll get those details for you and more. But first, here's a look at your headlines.
Combating human trafficking, the commitment being made today by the provincial government. Also today, breaking down the budget.
We believe, that this is reflective of what we've been hearing from Manitobans, and we're confident on that basis.
What's included in the Stephenson government's spending plan, plus a devastating delay.
We went that pretty much a whole year believing.
The Saskatchewan man who thought he was on the transplant list, only to learn a year later he wasn't.
CTV News. Live from downtown Winnipeg with Catherine Dow.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. The RCMP said it could offer advice to Winnipeg police on the landfill search for the remains of 2 First Nations women. That's according to newly released documents.
I'm Renee Rogers. It's Wednesday, March 8th. Today, the work never happened, but the bills were still paid.
To me, this is fraud.
Why questions are being raised about a settlement between the city and a local towing company. Also today, Ontario schools face several violent threats.
I'm thinking about staying home too.
The response after half a dozen schools are targeted. And it's International Women's Day. How the day was marked here in Winnipeg, and the progress still to be made. Good to have you with us. Thanks for joining us. Frustration today over failures by Winnipeg city officials, which cost the city more than $1 million. It's come to light a towing company billed the city for tows, which never actually happened. To explain, CTV senior anchor Marilee Caruso joins us now. So Marilee, what towing company are we talking about? CTV News at 6 starts now.
Tonight, $1 million mistake.
Can something slip by? Probably. But can something slip by year after year after year, totaling to $1 million? That's not acceptable.
How a local tow truck company charged the city for courtesy tows that never actually happened. Also tonight, an emotional address from a residential school survivor.
Think about the ones that didn't make it home. I'm only one person.
A 2-day trial for an accused priest comes to an end. Plus, hold and secure at a Winnipeg high school.
More someone pulling a really regrettable prank.
The hoax prompting heavy police presence and sparking concern for students.
CTV News. Live from downtown Winnipeg with Marilee Caruso.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. More than $1 million in bogus invoices paid by the city of Winnipeg. Those bills were for tows which never actually happened. It was uncovered following a review of invoices from Tartan Towing dating back to 2016. Tonight, a settlement offer is on the table to avoid court, and council is being asked to accept it. But at least one city councillor is not ready to sign off on the deal. Standing by with the details for us tonight is CTV's Jeff Keel. Jeff, Janice Lukes is questioning this agreement. Why?
Tonight, $1 million mistake.
Furious. Nonsense. It's ridiculous.
How the city made more than 7 digits worth of payments for courtesy tows that never happened. Also tonight, final arguments in a former priest's trial.
He knows the truth. I know the truth.
The closing statements heard in court as a residential school survivor alleges indecent assault. Plus, a matchup with Minnesota.
The fact the shots are 22-8. And there's the reply, Logan Stanley.
The Winnipeg Jets aim to defeat a division rival at Canada Life Centre.
CTV News. Live from downtown Winnipeg with Renee Rogers.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. The city of Winnipeg has paid a tow truck company more than $1 million for tows it says never happened. A review has uncovered bogus invoices from Tartan Towing dating back to 2016. Tonight, a settlement offer is on the table to avoid court, and council is being asked to accept it. But as CTV's Jeff Keel reports, at least one city councillor isn't ready to sign off on the deal.